So, the conflict in the Middle East, coming right on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logic Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, the Bible talks about an event that would happen in the last days, nearing the coming of Jesus. And the Bible says that this event is going to be responsible for the deaths of 1/3 of the people on the planet. And this is in Revelation 9, verse basically 15. And I would say that we are in the last days, absolutely no doubt about that. And right now there's between 8 and 9 billion people on the planet. Well, 1/3 of that is about 2.5 billion. So 2.5 billion people are going to lose their lives in this event. Now, to give you, to show you how major that is, I mean, if you look at World War II, the highest figure that I've seen is about 85 million people lost their lives, and that's military and civilian for all reasons. Well, 2.5 billion is 29 times that. So, you mean, there are countries on the planet that doesn't have 85 million people in it. And 29 times that is going to lose their lives in this event that the Bible tells us about. Now, when Russia invaded Ukraine, a lot of people were all up in arms of this, about the possible biblical implications. You know, people wondering, is this going to be the catalyst to start that event off? And I didn't believe so, because the Bible tells us that this conflict is going to start in the Middle East. You know, it's going to start from the Euphrates River. And so I honestly wasn't too concerned about this Russia invading Ukraine. Not to say that I'm not concerned about the lives of the people in Ukraine, you know, how their lives are being turned upside down. We should always be concerned about some type of military conflict. But I didn't think that this was going to be the catalyst that start that event. Now, fast forward to today, and we see that this conflict that Israel is involved in, which Israel has always been involved in conflicts, always dealing with the terrorists because they want to obliterate them. They've always hated Israel and wanted them gone since Israel was actually created as a state. So then when Israel invaded Gaza after the incident in which these terrorists, Hamas terrorists, basically invaded a festival and killed a bunch of people, took hostages, Israel invaded Gaza. And I've seen some of the footage, because Israel doesn't play around. I've seen some of the footage of Israel, the Gaza Strip before Israel invaded and after, and they didn't play around. That's one thing about Israel, you know. They, ever since they were, you know, since basically being in Nazi Germany and what they suffered through Nazi Germany, they've had this mentality of never again. And they are basically surrounded by their enemies, and they know that they're going to do whatever it takes to survive. They know they have to do this in the situation that they are. And they also have this Samson option, and it basically, it just simply says, look, if we'll bring down the house. If we're invaded, if we have to, whatever means that we have to, we're going to defend ourselves, including nukes. And if it means that we have to bring down the house, that's what we're going to do to protect ourselves. Now, I think it could be a bit extreme, but then if you're in the middle of in the Middle East and you're surrounded by enemies who want to remove you, and if you didn't have support by foreign nations, a la America, they'll come after you. Well, I guess you would be concerned. I mean, that'd be no different than, you know, you being concerned. You live in a violent neighborhood, and you being concerned about that. Now, I believe that this incident we see now could be the catalyst that start this, because basically Israel killed a whole bunch of Hamas terrorists, including the leader of Hamas. And I'm not going to try to recite those names, but they used basically explosive devices and pagers to kill them. They killed several of them, not one, but several of them. And then Iran responded. Of course, y'all know what the bombs, the missiles, lobbing all the missiles in Israel. which I hear they pretty much intercepted like the bulk of them. But there was damage on the ground in Israel for the ones that they missed. And like I said, I believe that this is going to be the catalyst that started. I can see how easily this is, because Israel's going to defend themselves by any means necessary. And if they resort to nukes, I can see the world community getting involved, and this thing really jumping off into something major. But all I know is that I'm going to be here telling the truth. And like I said, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want people to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any blood on my hands. When people stand before Jesus, I want to be able to say, hey, I showed people the truth that they need to hear as best as I could. So I don't want any blood on my hands. All I want to be told is, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's it. So that's why I'm making these videos. But like I said, I really truly believe that this could possibly be the catalyst that starts this off, because there's always been volatility in the Middle East before Israel was created, and most certainly since Israel was created. And these terrorists, all these countries who hate them, they're most certainly will go after them. So like I say, beware, y'all. We are living in the last days, and all I can say is make sure you got everything straight with the Lord. Anyway, y'all, that's my 2 cents on this Middle East conflict. I really believe that this is going to be the catalyst that starts everything off. And as always, y'all, until next time.